If your car has been looking a little yellow, your nose a little drippy, hey, we get it. The pollen in full force across North Alabama right now. But fortunately here we have Dr. John Stewart with Breathe Better here in North Alabama to help us feel our absolute best, or as best as we can during the springtime season. Doctor, thank you so much for coming on. It's a big topic, right? 'Tis the season. I'm normally a top-down kind of girl. I've got a convertible, which is kind of fun. But the yellow is everywhere. You guys hanging in there? You see quite a few clients, I'm imagining, during this time of year.
A lot of people coming in.
Yeah, totally.
Pollen's been bad this year. The trees got an early jump on pollen due to we had those unseasonably warm days, and the trees really kicked off.
Yeah, again, it's absolutely crazy. You can almost like visibly see it flying through the sky, and then certainly on your windshield and what have you, sometimes even your clothes even. Something I do want to ask about, so again, we're here to kind of talk about a number of different treatments, which we'll get into more momentarily, but I'm curious too, kind of the timeline that you even start working with some of your clients. I mean, I have some of my friends take steroids starting in like December, January. What do you kind of see or recommend depending on the severity of the case?
Well, the foundation of treatment for allergies is an antihistamine. Steroids are a good get out of jail free kind of card if things have gotten away from you. If you can keep your nose cleared out with saline products, rinse it out, stay on top of the house filter, keep your house sort of closed up at this high pollination time period, and then take your antihistamine. If you're going to be outside, people haven't started mowing the lawn yet, but that kicks up a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes people have to double up on their allergy medicines. And those are the short-term things that people can do at home. We sort of specialize in the long-term strategies for getting rid of your allergies.
Yes, and I do want to talk about that as well. I mean, are there certain kind of circumstances, and certainly people can come and kind of have more of an open conversation, but how do we kind of decipher between, okay, this is, you know, seasonal allergy versus this is something more, like this might be a true sinus issue or something that's more kind of long-term and requires more long-term kind of care? Yeah,
they tend to go hand in hand. If you look at allergies as a chronic inflammatory state, it will have, unfortunately, not nice, long-standing issues and changes in your sinuses that could really make it a problem in both sinus and allergy. Getting to the root of it helps us decide if it's more allergy or sinus, or both, as it often is. So when we schedule a visit, it's sort of like a concierge-style approach to medicine. We book hour-long appointment. We really get to know the patients that are being seen. We see what they've tried, what's worked, and what's failing them. We get a structural and a functional evaluation of their body and their sinuses. Structurally, we'll get x-rays that'll show us sort of the plumbing, if you would. Often the outflow tracts of the sinuses tend to get clogged, and then it can turn into more sinus, which on some level can be a more serious problem.
It's almost like cyclical in that regard, right? So again, you want to do your best to be proactive, certainly book an appointment to have those initial conversations, do those, again, x-rays, even so fascinating. Something else, doctor, which I want to point out again what you brought with you, because this is really fascinating, again, the kind of treatments and procedures you guys are moving forward. I think sometimes people think, you know, sinus treatment, that sounds scary. You guys have adopted new methods that are very minimally invasive. Tell me kind of what you brought with you and showcase kind of how it works for us this morning.
So what I have here is a typical applicator for a balloon sinuplasty. This is just a tool. It's a single-use item, comes sterile at the time, and we can do it right in the office. In fact, that's what we specialize in, is a minimally invasive, office-based, quick, simple, safe, and procedure that can reestablish those sinus outflow tracts. Not only does it reestablish that, but the nasal passageway for breathing. And that can have a lot of positive input to health in general. People will breathe better, they'll sleep better, they'll feel better. Indirectly, we'll see hypertension resolve if they have sleep apnea. Often those patients could use a little tune-up.
Yes, he's talking to you, mother. My mother has sleep apnea really bad. So I'm curious, so it just goes up the nasal cavity then?
This is a malleable applicator.
Okay.
Depending on the sinus, we can work its way up into the sinuses. We advance this little balloon, and then my assistants blow that up, and it gently dilates that up.
Wow.
I marvel at the human body. If I had one thing that I could say is that we're born with those ostia, or those outflow, very tiny. They get inflamed. It doesn't not take much to swell them shut.
Sure.
And this just reestablishes the flow.
Incredible. It alleviates pressure there. Little discomfort maybe, but certainly worth it, hopefully, in the end?
Minor.
Okay.
Minor.
Again, so incredible. How often do you recommend getting that treatment done? Is it once a season, or is it pretty regular?
No, it's usually a one and done if
Wow.
it's done well. And we look at all of the things that contributed to why they got there in the first place. If you mitigate all of those factors, they're done. They're cured.
So incredible. And again, all this being done at Breathe Better, the Breathe Better Institute. You see those contact information right there on your screen. Dr. John, thank you for coming on, for what you're doing. Hang in there.
Welcome.
Again, I know it is pollen time, but we're so grateful for you really changing lives in the process. I mean, allergies are not fun, so we're grateful for you and the work that you do. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.